Hello everyone, and welcome to my CBS Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Dylan's confession infuriates Electra, and Taylor questions Finn's loyalty. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Taylor Hayes questions John Finn Finnegan and becomes worried about his love for Sheila Carter, while Melissa Dillon's revelation will enrage Electra Forrester. Taylor will first catch up with Finn in the episode and bring up Sheila's wish to spend time with her family. Taylor will be concerned about Sheila's willingness to go to any lengths to form a bond with Finn and Hayes Finnegan because she is unwilling to let up. Finn will guarantee that Steffy Forrester Finnegan and the children always come first because Taylor would press him with his opinions on the matter. Even still, Finn might admit that he believes Sheila has changed and that it might be better for everyone if Steffy would think about allowing her into their lives. When it comes to keeping Sheila out, Taylor will support Steffy and worry that Finn may become less devoted to Steffy. Taylor will still have some concerns even after Finn assures her that Steffy, Hayes, and Kelly Spencer are his top priorities. Steffy will have a lot to process now that her mother-in-law is putting on such a dramatic show because Sheila just knelt down in front of Steffy to ask for forgiveness. Dylan recently stated at Forrester Creations that she intends to follow Will Spencer and that her motivation is love rather than obsession. Electra was incensed by the news, but if she acknowledges that she had previously spent the night at Will's house, Dylan might go one step further in her confession. Before they dozed off on the couch together, Dylan and Will just had a few makeout sessions, but she hopes for more intense passion the next time. Electra will become even more agitated if Dylan admits that. There will be a lot of exciting drama in the upcoming episode as Electra and Dylan's conflict intensifies. Stay closely because spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful indicate that Dylan will not give up on her goal of making Will her man. Fans are completely perplexed by Steffy's strange fashion choices. What's going on? According to spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester's dress choices lately don't make much sense. For all the information you require, continue reading below. Because Steffy was seen wearing her underwear to work at the Forrester Creations headquarters only last week, and now she's wearing a trench coat with what appears to be a reused shower curtain. Already, someone has made sense of it. There may be a reason why Steffy has been dressing strangely lately, but many of the show's viewers are simply over it. Additionally, they just don't want to figure out why she is still wearing her nightgown to work. Naturally, the internet had a lot to say about Steffy and her peculiar recent wardrobe choices. Some even expressed their opinions on social media, writing, apparently done by middle school home economics class. Additionally, Forrester employees ought to be placed on a list that is only available by appointment. Improvements in security are desperately needed. As awful as these outfits are, they do look comfortable enough to wear given how roomy they look, another critic commented. There was also the comment, this whole Steffy Forrester haute couture storyline is an absolute masterclass in avant-garde comedy, suggesting that JMW could prefer to wear these circus tents on the show for that reason. Wearing structured blazers that appear to have been saved from a corporate liquidation sale, paired with fabrics that defy both physics and human dignity, or a slip that replaces a dress, highlighted by a Casablanca Bogart trench coat, is the epitome of a global fashion icon running an international powerhouse. Finn makes a promise, Sheila gets rejected, and Dylan's obsession intensifies. This is a recap of The Bold and the Beautiful. Melissa Dillon, Sydney Bullock, completely changes course in today's episode. Sheila Carter, meanwhile, had a negative experience. Sheila is fixated on a picture of John Finn Finnegan. She requires her biological son. Sheila wonders why Steffy Forrester Finnegan refuses to simply open her heart. Because of Steffy and her meddling mother, Taylor Hayes, she has lost everything. Steffy and Finn have a kiss in the doctor's office at the hospital. Steffy is under a lot of stress. She doesn't have to worry about Sheila on top of everything else. She can only handle so much. Finn assures them that Sheila will not enter their life. He's her safe haven, according to Steffy. The brunette doesn't need to worry about Sheila, but she can manage the business matters. Finn pledges to keep her and the kids safe. Writer's note, I don't find that particularly comforting, but I'll move on. Finn leaves to visit patients. Sheila shows up at the door as Steffy is about to leave. Sheila claims to have been searching for Lee Finnegan. Sheila, according to Steffy, is pursuing Finn. The woman questions whether Sheila is attempting to win Lee over. Sheila will never be a part of their lives, Steffy continues. Never. Dylan remembers making advances toward Will. Jessica enters the room with a drink for the woman. Jessica wants to know exactly what transpired with Will last night. She passed asleep on the couch after they made up, according to Dylan. Will is genuinely loved by Dylan. Her hero is him. However, she must also be realistic about Will's feelings with Electra Forrester. Let's discuss about the conflict between Spencer and Forrester. Will makes Dylan happy, but Electra makes him feel bad. Dylan says Wyatt Spencer entered the room with Will. Jessica believes Electra made a huge mistake. Will was never allowed to cross a jewelry line by the blonde. Will is, according to Dylan, the love of her life. Her experience of homelessness has led her to disregard caution. She will always be Will's girl. Will is reading a story on Electra at Logan. When Wyatt arrives, he assumes Will isn't at work. Wyatt clarifies that his brother must let go of Electra. Wyatt remarks that Nancy appears kind, but Will insists he is fine and reminds him that he walked in on her. Will acknowledges Dylan's attractiveness. Will says he's not leading Nancy on, despite Wyatt's warnings to the contrary. Will isn't even certain that he can move on. Will returns to gazing at pictures of Electra once Wyatt leaves. Post your opinions in the space provided for comments below. With Dylan over Will, Electra establishes a law. When it comes to Will Spencer, Electra Forrester will decide it's time to put Melissa Dillon in her proper place, according to the Bold and the Beautiful. Now that Sheila Carter has seen Steffy Forrester Finnegan at the hospital, she will likewise put up a desperate show. When Sheila turned up at John Finn Finnegan's office door, Steffy wasn't happy and didn't accept her justifications. Rather, Steffy became enraged and made it apparent that she is adamant about keeping Sheila out of the family. But after seeking a relationship with Finn for so long, Sheila can't simply leave him. Sheila will therefore make an effort to directly appeal to Steffy and appeal to her emotions. Sheila will make a big speech about how much she just wants to be included while exaggerating her metamorphosis. When Sheila puts on a big display and seems to get down on her knees for this desperate plea, Steffy is in for a shock. According to additional B&B spoilers, Electra and Dylan will enforce the law about Will and their friendship. Dylan must accept boundaries if she hopes to be friends and continue working with Electra. Even though Electra is no longer in a relationship with Will, she won't tolerate Dylan pursuing him. Electra will caution Dylan to back off once she sees that Dylan is already looking forward to her own future with Will. Although viewers are aware that Dylan has attacked Will when she chased him back to the beach home following the incident at Bikini Bar, Electra won't want Dylan to do so when he's weak. Dylan simply made out with Will and dozed off on the couch, but she hopes that more will occur in the future. Electra will challenge Dylan to back down, despite Dylan's desire to make Will her man. There will undoubtedly be much more drama because Dylan has no intention of blowing things now that she truly has a chance to make Will her lover. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra and Dylan's tenuous friendship is about to receive some awful news. Stay tuned. When Steffy saw Sheila at Finn's office, she was shocked. Sheila reminds herself how much she wants Finn as she examines a photo of him. She can't accept the fact that he told her not to get in touch with him again. She questions why Steffy won't let her into her heart. She has lost everything to her mother and Steffy. Finn gives Steffy a kiss and tells her that if she needs to vent, he's not too busy. He detests her level of worry in light of everything that has transpired with Logan. They are actually at war with the Spencers, according to her. She is adamant about keeping Sheila out of their life since she can only handle so much. The doctor makes an effort to reassure her that his biological mother will not return to their lives. He offers to help her in any way. He's her safe haven, she claims. He exhorts her not to bear the entire burden alone. Steffy doesn't want to worry about Sheila, but she can manage the work-related issues. She doesn't need to be afraid of Sheila, he tells her, and she can rely on him to keep her and the children safe. He departs to visit patients. Sheila arrives before she can go. She says she's trying to find Lee. She is accused by Steffy of pursuing Finn and attempting to recruit Lee in her struggle for inclusion in her son's life. Steffy makes it apparent that they will never accept her. When Jessica shows up with a mango cocktail for her, Dylan remembers flirting with Will. She surmises that there was an incident involving her friend and attractive Will. She believes they did much more than just converse when she visited him. Jessica is amazed by Dylan's ability to professionally answer the phone. Dylan says she just made out with Will and dozed off on the couch. She genuinely adores him. She has never felt this strongly about anyone after he saved her. However, she must be honest about how he feels about Electra. The Forresters' ban on her seeing Will is reiterated. Despite being joyful, Dylan feels bad because Electra is her buddy. They reiterate everything Will has experienced. They are all really kind, she says, and Wyatt happened to walk in on her and Will. Jessica claims that Electra made a major mistake. Unlike Will, she would never leave a catch over a jewelry line. Dylan declares that Will is her true love and that she will support him in the same way as he supported her. She learned to enjoy every moment for maximum satisfaction while living in her car, and she is no longer playing it safe. Jessica is certain that RJ is faster than Electra. Dylan concurs, and she believes they might all be content. Ever since they first met, she has been in love with Will. Dylan sympathizes with Electra, but she doesn't want to be involved in the family strife. Jessica inquires about her evening with Y. Dylan claims that Electra can't handle him. She intends to be his lifelong partner. After reading an article about Electra, Will reminds Dylan that she was done with him in a flashback. When Wyatt arrives, he probably isn't doing much work. After his accidents, Will doesn't think he needs to worry about him. Wyatt informs him that it's time to move on from Electra since he's been in a difficult situation for too long. Will's brother doesn't believe him when he says he's well and tells him to get over his slump. He claims that Nancy appeared charming and appealing. Will acknowledges that she is super hot, and his brother surmises that their relationship goes beyond simple friendship. He should not read too much into it, Will advises. He tells him that although he's currently working on ending his long-term relationship with Electra, he's not leading Nancy on. Wyatt wants him to be content, but it's obvious that Electra doesn't. Will is unsure of his ability to move on. Wyatt leaves. Will returns to examining photos of Electra and ponders how he lost her. Steffy and Sheila left the same conversation with diametrically opposed facts. In the episode, Steffy went to the hospital to see her attractive husband, a doctor. However, Steffy's anxieties persisted despite their brief makeout session. Steffy remembered her family's conflict with the Spencers. They had to keep Sheila out of their life since she could only handle so much. Steffy was reassured by Finn that Sheila would no longer be a concern. However, Steffy continued to believe Sheila posed a direct threat to their family. Later in the show, her feelings were validated. When Steffy confronted Sheila, who claimed to be searching for Lee, Steffy accused Sheila of following Finn and told her that she was aware of her interaction with her son. Steffy then left Finn's office. Sheila maintained that her sole purpose for being there was to see Lee. However, Steffy believed that Lee would not be recruited. She informed Sheila that she would never, ever be permitted to join their family. Sheila came to the realization that Steffy and Taylor had taken everything from her. She saw Steffy as the only thing standing in the way of her relationship with Finn, acting as a gatekeeper. Since Steffy had previously demonstrated that she had changed, Sheila saw her resistance as unjust harshness. Sheila may feel empowered to avoid Steffy by any means necessary since she feels that her mother attachment with Finn is correct.